Virgo.
Hello Virgo, it is May 2015 and we have a special month, especially now because we've just been going through our solar and lunar eclipse. So that solar eclipse, March 20th, 29 degrees there in Pisces was your relationship house. So you might have already started to feel the consequences of it. And then we had the lunar eclipse April 4th, which was a blood moon here, 14 degrees in Libra. And for you, that was your second house of money and income, so you might already have felt that. However, now, this month is going to be a month where there's going to be a lot of adjustments, decisions, pondering upon before jumping. And it's more like we're going to be tested or questioned by the universe here of where we're at and where we're heading and where it is we want to head. So it's a month not to really jump into new things, not just because we're going to have Mercury retrograde, which it will be here depending on where you live, either the 18th or 19th, and straight through that to June 11th or 12th. But we have a lot of squares, we got a lot of oppositions this month, so it's asking us to kind of hold our midpoint on the scales. Until we have more information, until we have more direction, should I say. Excuse me. So let's talk about the moons first. We have the full moon this month, May 3rd. This will be 13 degrees in Scorpio, and so for you, Virgo, that will be in your third house for communication, siblings, the community, the close community where you live. More interaction with them, but also short distance travel may come up, and you might have a decision to make whether to travel or stay, just because we have a square to Jupiter on this full moon as well. Jupiter is hanging out in your 12th house, and you might still feel the need to kind of just lay back a little bit, you know, and recharge. Jupiter's been doing that for a while. However, now Jupiter is moving forward again. It's out of its retrograde there ever since April 8th. So you might choose to go somewhere. Now, the new moon is the date where we always place our intentions, and that is going to be May 17th. Here, that's the national day in Norway, so gratulerer med dagen, alle sammen. And this is when we want to also write that abundance check to ourselves. You know, the law of attraction. By writing yourself a check will help you attract a little bit more prosperity and wealth into your life. So that's the day to do it on the new moon, and then you just tear it up at the end of the cycle when you write your next new moon check. So May 17th, the new moon this month here for you, Virgo, is going to be in the 9th house. Ninth house has to do with foreign people and places, long distance travel. Some of you might already start planning where you want to go for your vacation. Some of you might even take an early vacation this year, especially for you living up north. Really now after this long cold winter, you're wanting to go somewhere warm. Great time to do that. You got the sun, you got the new moon, and you have Mars here in this area. So that's good. Yeah, so we have also anything having to do with publishing or the law or lawsuits. That also here can bring things a little bit more highlight for you, as both the Sun and Mars is operating here to settle whatever that may be for some of you. We're in the sign of Taurus, and that is your sister sign. Having the sun move through Taurus is generally a very good period for you every year, just as when the sun moves through Capricorn, which is there end of December and January, your sister signs help balance you in your chart. Having Mars here in Taurus, well, Taurus is very money and security oriented, so you might see and have felt too here in April that Mars has been wanting to secure something. lock something in, so to speak, in a Taurian way, again, which has to do with publishing, or also travel, or it could be education, or doing research, really grounding yourself in some new knowledge. Spirituality, by all means, also comes in under this area. Now, Mars will change signs on May 13th, so anything you need to do in the area we just spoke about, you want to try to complete that within the 13th. Then Mars is going to turn to your 10th house, the area of career, and it's going to be operative there, which is going to give you the chance of the next 2 years to really focus here how you can power up your career. Be more active, perhaps promotion. Some of you can come to see that that's going to be in the picture, and especially because Mercury is operative here. Mercury will turn retrograde on, depending where you live, it's either the 18th or the 19th, and both days are valid because it's still right there within those degrees, and it will go straight through the 11th, 12th of June. So in your career house, Mercury is going to be operative, trying to figure out, negotiate, and as we're talking about maybe a promotion or a raise, this is the time that you really want to take most advantage, specifically because also the retrograde is giving you extra time to negotiate, plus Venus is there. Venus will be in your career house to May 8th. So here, if you're listening early in April, of this forecast here, pay attention to what's going on around you in your work area. Venus rules money, so it's a good time to have those money talks with your higher ups, and Mars will definitely also fire up under that. Venus, as far as love this month, it is talkative until the 8th, so you will have noticed that April 2 was all about sharing what you were thinking, sharing what you were feeling, communicating it more openly than at other times. And then from the 8th, Venus, love and romance, is going to be moving into the 11th house of hopes and dreams, and circle of friends. New friends may be coming in, and probably spending more time in general with friends. Now, if you're going to be signing up with any groups, this is a great time to do so. Venus is there to ensure that you will have a wonderful time. Being in the sign of Cancer, well, Cancer as opposed there to Gemini, which was very communicative, it's now settling down more so into spirit, into emotion. Cancer is a water sign. They're romantic. So you will feel more romantic energy. You will also feel that there is tighter bonds here with family, which Cancer is really, really happy with, small pets and so forth. So you'll see how you want to secure this emotional intimacy between you and a partner. Then Mars, yes, like I said, is going to be moving in for the rest of the month here after the 13th into your career, so that's going to really put you on the map. Now, Jupiter is still in your 12th house for the need to pull back, recharge. It's still concluding the last 12 years. You're thinking back to where you were at and what you have achieved as you were out there in the world. And you're also planning what you want to do in this next stage, the next 12 years. So a lot of you Virgos, and you tend to really think really well, you're ruled by Mercury. So I can see how some of you are really thinking that now is the time. Now is the time to really start powering up. But you're not really going to start it quite yet before late summer, but you're already planning. I can see your mind ticking. So let's just go back to what is going on this month. It's going to be a very special month. Like I said, we have decisions to be made. It's a month where you're probably going to have to toggle your horses and hold them back a little bit because we got 4 oppositions. We got several 4, 5, 6 squares going on here. So that means that there's going to be a few roadblocks. Might feel a little frustrating to some. And then, of course, Mercury's retrograde on top of everything. And but let's start off top of the month. Mercury, your ruler here, is opposing Saturn. And Saturn is authority, whether it's your inner authority or it is, say, a father figure, or it could be your boss, or it could be the government, whoever represents authority for you. It could also just be the Lord of Karma, which Saturn also is. So if you're needing to make a decision on this day, it's not the best day to do so. On the 4th, even more so, it's kind of showing hold back, because the Sun, which is you, is squaring on Jupiter. Now Jupiter, now moving direct after 5 months of sleeping, really wants to spread her wings, so she's happy-go-lucky, right? And then the Sun is saying, well, I don't know if I can do that yet because of yesterday, here the 3rd, when Mercury and Saturn was having this conversation. So a little caution is still there with you on the 4th, but then some intuition is going to kick in on the 6th. The Sun and Pluto trining one another. That's you and Pluto. Pluto is the ending, but also it is the beginning. So I'm feeling that from these eclipses that we've had just recently, it's still working on the weeding out of the old, and it's preparing you to get on with the new. But before we're fully there, it's like the ocean coming in, meeting a river, and right smack in the middle, you got salt water, you got fresh water, but it's neither, you know, and so you're kind of like in between everything. So we got to wait for this to kind of clear out, so you have that very sharp direction. Now on the 9th, some news might not be what you had hoped for. Mercury's coming in with a square to Neptune. Neptune is our hope, it's our dream, it's our ideal image. And so when that's squaring, well, it is what it is, you know, but don't let that get you down, because everything happens for a reason. And for the most part, it is because it's looking out for us. So we don't jump quite yet, okay? Now on the 15th, another roadblock. This is Mars. Your desire, your action. Mars is your engines to power you forward. And it is now up against Saturn, that karmic lord, should I say. And Saturn's asking Mars, hey, are you sure you're heading in the right direction? Is this truly where you want to go? Or do you want to go in this other direction? So again, you're toggling these energies, and Mars just wants to burn steam, right? So again, whenever in doubt, don't act. On the 16th, now circle that on your calendar, because Venus and Neptune, they are in a beautiful trine, and so that's a romantic evening in the middle of everything, and probably the best day of the entire month. So that should be good. Now on the 22nd though, Venus, which is love and romance, but also money, is now up against Pluto. Pluto's transformation. It ends and it starts fresh, new things. So new things are about to come to you, but before it can, it's like separating something away. These money talks could be between you and a partner. Your Venus at the time here is in the 11th house, and Pluto's in your 5th house. It could be between you and a partner, discussing money, where the money should go, what should be saved, what should be used or spent upon something. It could be one of your children needing extra money, and you're kind of like on the fence with it, because on the 23rd, the Sun, which is you, is also opposing now Saturn. Now the Sun and Saturn, we have between the 10th house and the 4th house. So within career and the arena of the home, there is decisions to be made as well. So you could see this pull in all directions. So the best you can do is be as flexible as you can, listen to the music and do the dance, right? So straight through the 22nd to the rest of the month, I mean, one thing after the other. 25th and 6th, we got two squares. First Venus, either love and romance, or it is money. being squared up against Uranus. And normally we love Uranus. We love it because it promotes change, and there's no growth without change, right? But we like the positive growth. When Uranus is square, well, then it's not always what we had hoped for or anticipated. It's like we're heading in this direction. Uranus just suddenly hangs left or something. So, and especially there on the 26th too. Mars being square, Neptune, the dream. And so if you were thinking you wanted to go somewhere, do something special here on the 25th, 6th, well, maybe not. Maybe there's going to be a delay. Now, of course, we have Mercury retrograde too, acting up in the picture, which, by the way, will remain in your career house for the entire month. But Venus and Mars, it's more coming from this social aspect, and then on the 26th, it's the work aspect. But yeah, no, it's more like I see you getting a little frustrated there on the 27th with Mercury and Mars. They're conjunct. And if you have been able to tumble your horses the full month up to this date, you've done a great job, and you are very patient though, Virgo. For the most part, you are. And but here on this day, you might feel that you need to voice it, or somebody around you could come to voice it. Because remember, it's not just you, Virgo, going through these aspects. We all are. This is global aspects. So think about what we're going to be seeing in the news this month, especially from those countries that are not at ease. All of this is like building and building. So there's going to be a pinpoint there on the 27th. It's like somebody saying, it's enough already. Then on the 29th and 31st, Mercury square Neptune, the Sun square Neptune. Once again, it's not what we had hoped quite yet. So it's good. It's really good we're not making big choices yet this month. This is still the after effect from the eclipse of last month. And it's kind of clearing out, okay? It's cleaning all those filters. It takes time so that we can open up here in June when these squares and oppositions now moving more into favorable positions, so we can see what that is going to bring. And that is when you're finally going to see what these eclipses are revealing for you. So that is what we have this month. It is what it is. And so I'll be excited to read your remarks and how this works for you here, Virgo. But do be sure to subscribe so you get next month's forecast straight to your inbox there. And I wish you a really good month. Power up. Bye now.